Hello everybody, it's Catherine from Jayne, Catherine on Books, and I promised you I would bring a duos for you. We haven't done one for a while with all the readathons. So today's duo, the link is Dementia. So I've chosen two books to discuss and bring to you today. And the first one is Elizabeth is Missing. I'll put a picture up here. This is by Emma Healey. This came out in 2014, and there's excellent rep. The reason why I've chosen both these books is there's an excellent rep for dementia. Now, in this particular one, it bases around the main character in this, who is Elizabeth. She's in her 80s. She's starting to fast, what's the word? She's fast becoming more and more unsettled, more and more confused, more and more where she's falling into dementia. I can't think of the word to say she's becoming more and more affected, shall we say, by dementia as time goes on in the book. And it's excellent portrayal of that. You really feel the emotions from it. You feel the despondency, the confusion. She keeps writing little post-it notes to herself so she can try and remember her routine. She does have carers coming in, but she's got it into her head that her best friend Elizabeth is missing and there's something suspicious going on. So she's trying to investigate this. Now, the book spends a lot of time really with her character, talking about dementia, showing how it affects her. She's got a son that's not all that bothered about her, so she has very little family support. But the problem I had with this, it's a 3-star read, really for the dementia, how it's portrayed, and Elizabeth, you know, it's a 4.5 easily in that section of the book for me. But overall I gave it a 3-star because this is not just a look at dementia, fictionalised look at dementia. It really is a mystery, and it's a crime mystery that Elizabeth is trying to solve. Now, it's 70 years without being solved, this mystery, and her sister went missing. Excuse me. I'm just going to get my water. 70 years ago. And so she gets a little bit muddled up, I think, does Elizabeth, because of the dementia, and thinks that a sister going missing and something untoward happening to her sister is Elizabeth, her friend, missing. So it had a lot of hype when this first came out. Apparently there were nine publishers. There was a publishing war over getting who could publish this book, so it did have a lot of hype. And I have to say I was disappointed. I was disappointed in it. It didn't work as a whole for me. I felt that the plot was very slow. In fact, you know, for a long time you didn't realise there was a plot. You just thought that it was a real life look at someone suffering from dementia and all that brings. And it takes quite a long way into the book to realise that this actually is a mystery, and you know, she's trying to solve this and what happened to her sister. And it also shows that, you know, just because somebody's got dementia doesn't mean that they don't have moments where they're quite with it, and often people will take no notice. She'd been telling people that her friend Elizabeth was missing, but nobody was taking any notice because, oh, it's only Elizabeth, she's got dementia. I think it's a very well written book, but I found it rather slow. Overall, I think it was of excellent characterisation of dementia. It was very character driven with quite a weak plot, I felt. So you know, let me know if you've read it, what you think. I think it's a bit of a Marmite book, but you know, if you're looking for a good read about someone with dementia that's got that emotional way with it that really tugs at your heartstrings, then this fits the bill. But for a crime fiction, no, sorry, I don't think it does. So the next book that I'm going to talk about is The Gingerbread House by Kate Beaufoy. This is something that I've read recently. This came out in 2017, 2018, 2017. And I gave this one 4 stars. This has been a really difficult book to rate. The premise of this is that Tess goes to look after her mother-in-law who's got dementia, and she really has got serious traits with this condition. She really is deteriorating. I think it's not far before she will have to have professional nursing home help. She does have a full-time carer, but a carer's gone off for her daughter's wedding. And so Tess, she's lost her job, she's out of work, so you know she's an ideal person to go and be the full-time carer for 2 or 3 weeks. And off she goes down to the Gingerbread House, which is what the name of the house is where her mother-in-law lives. And this was actually named by Katia. And Katia is Tess's daughter, and I'm trying to think of the old lady's name that they're going to look after. Do we get to know her name? I'm not sure that they just call her Granny, or can't remember anyway. So we've got Tess and Katia go down to look after the mother-in-law, and the rep for dementia is excellent. It really brings it to life. It brings the worst of it, really, because it is quite a traumatic disease for people to end up with, because at times the mother-in-law has a lucid moments and realizes that she's not quite right, but she is getting violent, she's getting more and more forgetful, she's becoming really a danger to herself because she wanders around all over, and she could fall or anything. She's becoming quite a safety risk. She gets nasty verbally and physically. She becomes incontinent, and really needs physical and emotional care. And I think the way that this is being portrayed is excellent. It shows both sides of the story, and I think the reason why this works is because the narrator is Katia, the granddaughter. So she's the narrator, and as you know, I'm not the fondest of child narrators. I think she's more of a teenage age group. I don't think we get to really know a young teenager. I don't think we get to fully know her age, and I think there's times where it annoys me, where I think, oh well, somebody wouldn't have said that, a teenager wouldn't have thought that, that's a bit old for her. But that only happened occasionally. But on the whole, she is the best person, I think, to narrate this, because she sees both sides of the story. She sees her grandmother and her condition and how it affects her, but she also sees how it affects her mother, who's doing the caring role, and how hard it is for the mother to do the caring role. And as the book goes on, the mother can't cope, really. It just gets too much with all the will in the world, and Katia can see this happening, and she needs somebody to offload onto. And there's nobody else there but those three. So when she needs to offload and talk about how she was worried about her mother and her grandmother and what have you, she goes and sits quietly in the garden, and she talks to a spider out there that's in a spider's web, because her favourite was Charlotte's Web favourite book when she was a young child, was Charlotte's Web. So you get these moments which is a bit like magical realism, because we also get a touch of The Little Mermaid and nods to that in it. I'm not sure that I felt that worked. I can understand that she needed to offload to somebody. We've got this stream of consciousness that, she needs to be able to talk about the things that are bothering her, and there's nobody else there. Her father is on the scene. He's really annoying. He couldn't get time off. He's at work and he rings up or he Skypes and comes out with the most ridiculous of jokes that aren't funny. And I think, well, he may as well not be there. He was useless. It wasn't that supportive really to anybody. But yeah, it was supposed to be lightening the mood, I think, of the book. There are some light moments. It's not all doom and gloom. This mother-in-law can be quite a card, quite funny. She used to be quite a famous actress in her day, and she's, when she has the moments where she's quite lucid, she can be quite a character. So it's not all doom and gloom. But for me, this is where I found it hard. I felt that the rep was 5 stars. All the writing style, the emotion, everything you feel from everything that's going on, being a full-time carer and looking after the mother-in-law, and how it's affecting Katia, seeing her mum struggle, seeing her grandma struggle. Excellent. But I didn't feel that these moments of magical realism, for want of a better way of describing it, it didn't quite work for me. I noticed when I looked at the reviews, some people felt that worked very well and they liked that. It just didn't work for me, I don't think. I felt this was very character driven, and that's what I expected. However, I'm not quite sure about the cover, whether that really gives an idea what this book's about. Sometimes if you buy a book without reading the blurb, it's Eleanor. Eleanor is the name of the mother, the mother-in-law. And you know that she's going to care for her, and you know that Katia, the granddaughter's going as well. I'm not sure that is depicted with the cover. What do you think? What would you think that showed that? And I don't think, in a way, this has given enough hype, because it is an excellent book. I think it could easily go unnoticed, and that would be a shame. I felt the ending was too short. We're only 200 pages, 199 pages, and I felt that it packed a lot in. It packed a lot emotionally in. I was really invested in what was happening with Eleanor and the other two. But I felt that the ending, it felt a little bit rushed for me. I'm sort of getting to the last couple of pages thinking, right, how am I going to rate this now? This is a tough one, because on the one hand, it's 5-star, the rep and the writing for the dementia, but then I felt the plot was a bit weak. And then, wow, you could be knocked down with a sledgehammer, because there is, right at the end, there's this twist. And I hope that nobody spoils it anywhere and lets people know what this twist is, because you need to not see this coming. I didn't see this coming, and I suddenly thought, crikey, wow, where's that come from? It really is a twist that you think, I just didn't see coming. And I still don't know what I feel about it. I think it was an excellent twist. I still don't know what I feel about it in the scheme of the whole book. I think that's why it's been a difficult one. But yeah, I would say that the dementia rep, 5 stars. The plot and the enjoyment was about a 3.5. My enjoyment, I can't say enjoyment when it's about dementia, but I think, you know, 5 stars for all the dementia, for how I felt about the emotional side of it. So overall I've given it a 4, but well worth a read. I have to say I think this is the better book than Elizabeth is Missing, and there might be people that wouldn't agree with that, because I know Elizabeth is Missing had a lot of hype and well renowned by many booktubers, but yeah, you know, I've got to say this book by Kate Beaufoy, who I've not heard of, packs a punch at the end, and I think it's better than Elizabeth is Missing, in my opinion. So there we go. Now, just one book I want to mention. I've not read this, but when I was reading through the reviews, somebody on there actually recommended another book to try, which has got excellent repping for dementia, and it's called The Night Guest. So I'll put a picture in here for you. It's by Fiona McFarlane, and she's an Australian author. It is a psychological thriller, and it sounds really good. I'm going to look out for it. But it does say that this has got excellent dementia rep in it too, so I thought I'd give it a mention. So there you are. There's the two, Elizabeth is Missing and The Gingerbread House. And hope you've enjoyed this duos. As always, chat down below, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.